Hi everyone, thanks for coming back for part 3. Again, I apologize for the abrupt ending. I ran out of time again with that second video. But what I was talking about was the table that I did on the word mitosis, which is a 7-letter word. And I just wanted to show you another 7-letter word that I had found. This was actually the first 7-letter word that I found. And that was the word Messiah. And this was exactly 3 years ago when I did this table. I explained in the beginning of this video. I'll just back it up and play it from the beginning. But I was explaining in this video how I had done another table. Okay, it was actually the same table. I had done it earlier that day, and this is the first time I had put anything out in all caps. I had put it out as a warning, and this table, it only had 41 views at the time when I did the follow-up video to this, but these 2 videos actually went a little viral for my channel. They went up in the thousands eventually. So these were like the first 2 videos that I did that actually got some exposure back 3 years ago. And so I started out with just this table, which was April, Passover, Star, Holy Land, Reap, Earth. And I got really excited about that table, and I put it out as a warning video. And then I went back to look at the table some more several hours later after I did that video. And I was explaining in this video, I was explaining how when I was looking at the matrix over here, I saw these letters which to me looked like the word Messiah. And I thought, well, let me just try putting in the word Messiah. And when I did that, sure enough, it came up. So it was as if God formulated those letters to come together precisely so that the word Messiah would come up in the table. And so you can see that came up in this table that was on April, Passover, Star, Holy Land, Reap. And that was the first 7-letter term that I had pulled up. So obviously I got really excited about that as well. And I want to show you another table that I did on the word Messiah after this. But as you can see in this table, you had the word star. So again, you see the word star here, and the word Messiah is coming up in the green. You see that right here with the letters M, E, S, S, I, A, H. Okay, and so what got me excited about this table 3 years ago in 2016 when I first came up with this table is when I first started doing videos 3 years ago, or the speaking videos. I had done a few music type videos before that, but this is when I first started trying to present some of these Bible codes, and that was my original motivation for making videos, because I had seen so many amazing Bible codes. And like I said in one of the videos, most of the codes that I found them even before I started making videos, and I just wanted to share them. I didn't even search for more terms because I had so many tables that I wanted to try to share that there was no need to even look for more tables because I hadn't even shared them all yet. And so they took Bible Code Wisdom off the internet, and so I never even got to share all of the tables that I had. But this was one of the earliest tables that I did, and it's the first time I came up with a 7-letter word, which was the word Messiah. And the reason I got excited about this table at the time, this was right around the time of the Passover, is because it precisely mentions the day here. It says the first month in the first day of the month, and of course that would be the month of Nisan. Nisan 1 is when the year begins. And then the other thing that I had pointed out later on is that it says in the 27th year, and at the time I hadn't realized yet that the number 27 represents the year 2017, but I was pointing out how this could also, in terms of the table, the 27th of the month could, it could be referring to the month. And then I later talked about ER27, which I want to get into as well, because that comes up in my second Advent table. Okay, so I have to go to the first video that I did, the April warning video, to show you the matrix on this table that was on April Passover, and it had the word Messiah, which I found later on in the next video, the follow-up video. But I had to go back to this original video. This is from the video file. I had just, I didn't name that one. It came up as recording 99, but I'm just playing the video here a little bit so you can see the matrix, because I go on to show the matrix about here. Let me try to bring it up some more. Okay, it comes up in Ezekiel 29 through Ezekiel 30, and so let me back that up again so you can see that matrix. Okay, it was from Ezekiel 29:16 through Ezekiel 30 verse 4. Okay, and it's interesting that it's over here in verse 17 that it mentions the 7 and 20th year, the 27th year, and the first month, the first day of the month. And it says over here, and it came to pass in the 7 and 20th year, in the first month, and the first day of the month, the word of Jehovah came unto me, saying, Son of man, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, caused his army to serve a great service against Tyre. I've made another video showing how Tyre is a type of Babylon, that Ezekiel 27 and 28 that speak of Tyre matches up almost exactly with Revelation 17 and 18, and it's in Ezekiel 27 verse 27 that it has the word Yeshua. I'll try to go over that table as well, which again is another representation of the year 2017, and in that table it said Yeshua shall come down from heaven. And so I'll try to show you that table next. But over here it says, Son of man, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, caused his army to serve a great service against Tyre. Every head was made bald, and every shoulder was worn. Yet he had no wages for his army from Tyre for the service he had served against them. Therefore thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will give the land of Egypt unto Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and he shall carry off her multitude, and take her spoil, and take her prey, and it shall be the wages for his army. So this is a type of the end time Babylon. Okay, and this comes up in Ezekiel 29, which would represent the year 2019, because 27, which I'll show you that table as well, represents the year 2017, and then it comes up exactly in verse 17 that it talks about the 27th year, which 27 represents the year 2017, and it's in verse 18 that Egypt is handed over to the king of Babylon, and I've explained before that Egypt is a type of the world. Okay, so here's the table that I did on the number 27, which confirms that 2017 is represented by the number 27. This was in a video called Behold, I Show You a Mystery. 27 is 2017, is 7, 7, 7 is 14, i.e. 7 plus 7. So all these numbers refer to the year 2017, which is the year that we're still in up until Nisan 1, according to God's calendar. But the reason I believe this confirms, or God has confirmed, that 27 refers to the year 2017 is because it came up with 117 matches, which 117 or Psalm 117 represents the year 2017. And the very first line that comes up in this table is 777 years. This was talking about the years of Lamech. Okay, and I show that over here. It's in Genesis 5, verse 31, where it talks about the years of Lamech being 777 years. And then the very last line in this table, the last line that shows up in the matrix that comes up over here is in Genesis 6:3, where it says, "And Jehovah said, My spirit shall not strive with man forever, for that he is also flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years, and this would be the end of the 120th Jubilee, would be the Hebrew year 5777, which is the year that comes up here at the top, and the Gregorian year 2017, which is abbreviated with the numbers 27 and 117, and the numbers 117 actually would equal 27 because 1 plus 1 is 2, and so that's just another way of representing the year 2017. Okay, so now that we established that 27 represents the year 2017, I just want to show you this table that I did on the word Yeshua. I put in Yeshua shall come down from heaven, feet, land, and sea, which was a representation of Zechariah 14. That was my intention when I put those terms in. But you see the word Yeshua comes up over here in this pinkish color, the letters YHVH. You see that right in the middle of that. It says, into the heart of the season, the day of thy ruin. And I'll show you where that comes up in the matrix in a minute. But you see Yeshua comes up over here in an angle, if you could get it all in one line, which I'll try to do later. I think I may. Okay, I'll go ahead and show it to you right now so you can see how it comes up all in a row. The letters YESHUA, and right in the middle of that it says, in the midst of thee shall fall into the heart of the season, the day of thy ruin, which sounds like Nibiru coming down. But let me back it up now so you can see how the rest of it comes up. Okay, I was just highlighting the terms very glorious at this point, and I remember saying that his appearance will be very glorious, but you see Yeshua coming up over here, and then right here it says shall come down from, and then you see heaven coming straight up and down. And this was coming up in Ezekiel 27. Okay, I was just trying to get to the part where it shows the matrix in this video, and I noticed that I had also put in Satan cast from heaven in this table as well, and that came up. And like I said, this came up in Ezekiel 27, and it's actually in Ezekiel 28 that Satan was cast from heaven. And as I mentioned earlier, Ezekiel 27, 28, 29 match up with Revelation 17, 18, and 19. Okay, and so here is where it shows the matrix that this comes up in, and over here is where I was talking about how as I was reading the matrix, it sounded to me like it was describing Revelation 18, so I did a search to see if Tyre was a representation of end-time Babylon. And I came up with this article showing all the scriptures and how everything matches almost exactly with Revelation 18. So you have Ezekiel 27 matching up with Revelation 18, where it describes Mystery Babylon. It almost reads exactly the same. And so over here I'm showing how it says, I sit as a queen. It has a lot of the same scriptures in there. Okay, over here I'm showing the word death coming straight up and down. That reminds me of the video that I talked about earlier by God's Healer 7, saying she got the words E.L.E, which is extinction level event. Okay, I just want to show you here where it's showing the matrix. It's coming up in Ezekiel 27. You see verse 27 here. Okay, and I actually scrolled it back up at that point, so I can't read the whole sentence, but you see that it's saying thy riches and thy wares, thy merchandise, thy mariners and thy pilots. Okay, so this is exactly where the word Yeshua comes up, and it goes on to say, in the day of thy ruin. Okay, so I'll just show it to you this way so you can see that's exactly where the name Yeshua comes up in the table. And I just noticed it mentions the midnight